Good morning, everyone. We can talk now. If you're listening on podcast, you'll have actually heard these words because we have a microphone above us. Because we've noticed that this crashes in halfway through a sentence.
Yeah, I'm really sorry if that's been happening
really
on
annoying.
podcast, and that's because YouTube puts up an ad just
Yeah,
before, so we didn't realise. So sorry for that, and that won't happen again.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. How are we all feeling today? And just in one word, how are you feeling? There was a great thing that we learned when Mark was in rehab. Fine, false information nicely expressed.
Yeah, it's a very good one, isn't it? Yeah.
It really is. Yeah. So just say the true word of actually how you're feeling at the moment, and we'll just read some of them out.
Disconnected.
Disconnected. Okay.
Give us your words, guys. And if you're listening, shout them out. Or even say them to the person who's travelling with you in a car or on the train.
Joyous.
Joyous. Who said joyous? Happy Bernie. Angela Thompson. Joy. Sharon Schlebusch. Blessed. Fantastic.
Natasha Milchin, sleep deprived. Sleep deprived.
Angie Bayliss Harrison Mundy, pained. Chaotic, Zoe Agnew. Relieved, says Andy Collier. Hot, from Portugal, says Nicola Lee. Nervous dentist, says Shirley Hilton. Rattled, says
That's a
Ellen.
good word.
Yeah, that's good. Faith Goodman, thirsty. I like it when it's simply descriptive, isn't it? If you've got, how are you feeling?
Emma Walsh,
Hungry.
optimistic.
That's nice. Emma Walsh,
Yeah.
yeah. MT2, on my way. That's 3 words, not loud.
I think I felt optimistic this morning. You know that thing when you come back from holiday and you're trying to recalibrate? I felt so out of sorts, and I haven't felt well, and I've had headache, but today I feel more hopeful.
Wow, see, I felt great, and then today's the first day I haven't. Isn't that funny? Discombobulated, Steffi Quinn.
Love, one of my favourite words, discombobulated. So, yeah, lots to chat about as ever today.
Let's get to the nub of the matter. The BBC and this continuing, let's put it in inverted commas now, scandal. It's taking all sorts of twists and turns. I was doing a couple of Zoom chats and meetings, and then in the middle of them, I saw this headline and I sent it to Nad. I said, have you seen the story of the actual young, we want to call them a child, but they're 20, right? Now, so, and would you call a 17-year-old a child, a teenager? So the young adult at the centre of this BBC photograph sex scandal came out and said, or lawyers for them said, that the parents weren't telling the truth, or they were exaggerating the story, or it wasn't accurate, or they were kind of...
Well, it actually said nothing...
They've said, it's true.
Nothing untoward, nothing... Yeah. I can't remember what the actual word now, has happened at all. So I don't know about you guys. Obviously, we're both in the media business. So of course, WhatsApp groups were going crazy yesterday with what, trying to work out what this could possibly mean, with loads of different theories coming up. But then it was you were very sort of confused again, weren't you, when the parents thing came out?
Well, parents came back, and I thought, go for it.
How has he afforded a lawyer? Where has the lawyer come from? Which we still don't have the answer to that.
And then we were in the commercial break of Love Island. I got back late last night and was in the commercial break of Love Island. I don't know why. And sometimes I sort of think, is it just wrong to kind of go with what one's, it'd been quite an emotional evening. And when I heard the parents say, okay, so who's paying his legal fees suddenly? How has he suddenly got a lawyer? This young adult who...
Can I just ask something?
Hang on, let me just finish. Yeah,
remind me.
But allegedly, there's been talk about crack cocaine and all this kind of stuff. My immediate connecting thought there, which got me into a bit of a frazzle, was there seems to be a parallel here between someone who's young and vulnerable and someone who's older and powerful, and there being a feeling like another layer of legal support was being offered by someone in a position of power to someone who wouldn't normally have had it.
But do you know? But that could be one theory. But is there another theory? Is it a bit like in America where lawyers can sort of ambulance chase? Could a law firm have found this chap and offered him free legal service because this law firm is going to be, the name is going to be everywhere, isn't it? I just wondered if it's the same here as in America.
I'm sure they could, but who do they know? And
Well,
why
the
did
Sun,
they do
the
it?
Sun knows.
And where did they
The
come
Sun
from?
knows the name.
No. But my point is that say sort of like an angel, a sort of legal angel sort of drops to him and goes, look, I'm going to fight this case for you. But I'd be curious to know where that legal angel came from.
Yeah, well, these are all things that we are going to find out. The pulse that keeps going through me the entire time is the two families that are involved in this smoke and mirror narrative that's going on now, where again, because there's no real story, everybody's coming up with their own stories, and I just keep thinking about the families. It's just beyond belief. Because some of the things that you're hearing have just gone so crazy now.
I mean, I thought it was really curious. There are all sorts of kind of clips online on social media of BBC presenters. There's a lot of upset at the BBC. I mean, a lot of upset, and almost sort of amounting to a rebellion. Well, not just from presenters, but from people working who are themselves saying that they feel that the entire establishment is protecting this person, and yet at the same time, could we, if a young adult has said there was nothing untoward happening here, you can see where it begins to become very problematic about just naming and just stating. And it might be something that's, to quote someone, what was the quote from Philip? It was irresponsible but not illegal, or whatever it was. Could we be looking at something like that? Nothing illegal, but foolhardy or stupid or silly or regrettable or something like that. And is that in and of itself a kind of a reason to kind of, name and shame someone? It's complicated, but I don't know why. I just last night got into a bit of a panic thinking, I don't know why I don't like this feeling of other people feeling like, I'm not saying this is what's happened, but it's kind of suggested in the parents' response of somehow young, vulnerable people being represented by lawyers that aren't necessarily there of their own free will.
But you know what the other side of that is?
Just a thought.
Worried parents are being represented by a tabloid newspaper, and would we, if we were worried about our child's welfare, go to a tabloid newspaper to sort it out?
No, it's odd.
I mean, I certainly wouldn't. It would all be done very quietly. I wouldn't want the world to know. I wouldn't want, so that in itself, for me, how did that happen? And that's, it's just murky waters, isn't it? But out of it came a good conversation yesterday, actually, with our daughters, because I was talking about this anomaly of you are still considered a child sexually if you're under 18 and any pornographic images have been shared, and yet you can legally have sex at 16. And one of our daughters said, I absolutely think the age should be 18, not 16. I was really surprised.
Right.
For legal age for sex. I was really surprised, because usually young people should say everything should be younger.
Right.
But she was saying, if you're not mentally mature enough to deal,
that, because I didn't understand. So
deal
the
with
legal age of consent should be increased
to 18, because why is that in place, the pornography thing? Because there's an understanding that somebody under that age isn't really mature enough.
No.
Mentally to make those decisions of whether, and so why would they be at 16 and so, and you know what, I think I actually agree. I think the legal age should be increased to 18, because you always go on, so 16, it's all right at 13, at 14, I can't believe it. I've become a fuddy-duddy.
Well, I tell you what, another aspect of this story. So I'm just sharing what was my kind of response last night. That was my feeling when I heard this thing about how's he afforded the lawyers and all that. And I thought, hang on a minute, this was also the case with that other person who's got legal representation by someone else who's in a position of power. So I got all kind of like that. Another part of this story that I think is really kind of salutary is I think it's easy to just smash and bash the BBC. And it's easy to smash ITV, but there is a social media hunger, isn't there, for immediacy and for information, and we need, collectively, culturally, everyone wants the dopamine hit of who is it, and in a sense, if there's due process that needs to be gone through here, then so be it. It's like the ITV inquiry; it's going to take 6 months. You could.
So you said that there's a number of people that work at the BBC saying that this person should be named.
Yeah, a lot of people are really furious. Well, and what I've seen, and I think Deadline were reporting it, is that a number of people feel that they are being, because of their connection with the higher echelons of the BBC, that they are being protected disproportionate to the story. That if it were someone of a sort of different stature or in a different part of the channel, I mean, I don't know, you know,
When somebody's
then they
important
would
to a channel,
then
yeah.
they would have been, it would have been revealed and it would be known by now. I think
I wonder if
there's
that
feeling.
is true, or I wonder if the BBC have an exact procedure that they always follow.
It's a curious
Because
one.
surely after the Jimmy Savile, there must have been, well, there was reviews and inquiries to the hilt, weren't there? So there must be a very strict procedure.
And I
that they
think there must be a
follow
very compelling reason for them for
Not
having
to.
gone this long
Yeah.
without doing it,
Yeah.
given the nature of where they were at with the Jimmy Savile thing. I think the last thing they're going to want to do is call. I mean, that's an interesting point. Someone's just mentioned the Cliff Richard story, which I saw mentioned the other day. And let's think about that for a moment. I'm not a fan of Cliff Richard at all. But do you remember...
As a performer,
No,
but as a
as a
person, you don't
performer. I
know.
don't know him, no. But do you remember the fever pitch of
Yeah.
helicopters?
Yeah, I do.
And monitoring of the... I mean, hang on a minute. I mean, it's a good point, you know. Were the same standards being used there? There was a person who was stalked, who was named, who was framed, who was given no right of reply, had the entire media... I mean, the BBC... Wasn't it BBC had chartered the helicopter to go over the... It was incredibly...
No, the BBC
I'm sure, I know, I think the
chartered the
filming his property whilst it was
but
being
it wasn't the
investigated.
BBC that-
I'm pretty certain it was. I'm pretty
Lee, are
certain...
you here? You might know this
I'm pretty
story.
certain that the BBC had cameras in helicopters, didn't they? As they
Lee's
were,
good on this
as
story.
they were, as they went in and ransacked it and did everything like that. I'm pretty sure they did. Just one sec. And can you pick up?
Yeah, sure.
So I'm pretty sure that they were. I'm pretty sure that the BBC were responsible for sort of really kind of jumping on that. So I can only think that the reason they're holding... So there are two reasons. They're either holding back because this person's in an incredibly privileged position and connected, and I hate to always go to this, perhaps, you know, if he's revealed or she's revealed or whatever, if they're revealed, what else could be revealed and all that kind of stuff. Or they're going through a very, very specific due diligence.
Do you think this person should be named then?
Do I think this person should be named? Well, here's the curious detail of all of it. Regardless of whether something illegal or wrong has happened or not, the people or the person that people think it is will have to come out at some point and return to the public realm. And you can't tell me that at that point it's going to be unremarked upon. Do you know what I mean? There's going to be a point where this person is going to be revealed.
I was listening to this media lawyer yesterday on the radio, like late last night, and they were saying that, you know, the thing is, the Sun's lawyers will have to have gone over this
God, if
with
they
a
haven't.
fine
Bloody hell.
tooth comb. They must feel that they had enough, because this will be a massive case. People were saying yesterday that, you know, this could bring the Sun down if they haven't got the evidence that they say that they've got, because the lawsuit would be phenomenal. So
Wow,
just a bit of strange feeling in my chest.
I'll tell you what,
What the Sun have said today, I just think is quite weak.
What have they said?
Well, or was it yesterday?
Which?
It wasn't any about about what they know and what they've got. I mean,
Yeah,
they
no,
say
I did
they've
too.
got
I
this-
did too. I agree. I totally agree.
It's not like they came out all guns blazing, where you go, oh right, okay, no, the Sun have definitely got this stitched up, but then again, we know that they will have the very best media lawyers, that everything will have had to gone through it. You know, I mean, I've got friends that are journalists on various different papers, and they say, you know, God, it is everything that they do is gone through with a fine tooth comb.
Yeah, Stuart Hanna, many YouTubers have named him. Good for them. We're not going to name them.
I don't believe in naming the person at all.
And here's...
Not yet.
Yeah, but here's the
Not till
thing.
you
I
know
mean,
more.
okay, here's another part of the kind of equation. Do you remember when we did our media studies session, the morning of Holly Willoughby coming on this morning and talking, and us talking about the photographs of Phil with his mum and all this kind of stuff? Let's look at it as let's look at this as a media project. You could look at this. Let's not forget, all of this story blew up on the same weekend as the whole George Osborne story. The Sun. The Sun seemed to have no appetite at all.
George Osborne's story didn't take off at all.
Well, it's funny that, isn't it?
It's a whole novel, that story.
But isn't that, don't you think there's... But
Yes,
some people are
it's
saying
very
there's a connection there.
interesting that yes.
The Sun had zero appetite to pursue, you know, the ITV story recently. They had huge appetite for this. And I'm just... And so did all of the kind of people who were very sort of, you know, circumspect about the whole Philip Schofield thing. You know, the Jeremy Clarksons, the Piers Morgans, who were very like, no, everyone has to really take time and be really careful and considerate about this. They jumped on this like, it was like, no, come on, it's the BBC, let's go for it, let's go for it, let's go for it. And you're right, I just wonder, do you think perhaps they got a little bit trigger happy at the Sun? Fired this off, went nuts, saw something, fired hard, went hard, and actually are now backfilling like mad to try and stand it up.
I don't think they can do that because you
sure
can't.
mistakes are made.
It's not just the Wild West where you know journalists can just pump out whatever they want. Everything has to go through the lawyers.
Well, I agree, but you never know. I mean, I think with all of these institutions, they can try and play fast and loose with the rules and everything like that. Anyway, well, look, Tim Davie, the head of the BBC, he's having to give a presentation, I believe, today. Over the kind of BBC's performance, Director General. So he is going to be facing the media today too. Yeah, the police have said that.
I mean, the police have said there is no investigation.
Not officially.
No, but they have.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. There is no. They've said there's no official investigation.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's why the BBC are now doing their own investigation. Which doesn't that say that nothing illegal has happened? If the police are saying there is no investigation.
Put it this way.
Doesn't that mean also that there is no evidence of anything illegal occurring?
And here's the thing, going back to whoever said lots of other YouTubers have named them. If people are naming this person, and they're naming this person...
It's not right.
And it transpires that absolutely nothing illegal has happened, I'd be really worried.
Because they're going to be sued.
I'd be really worried if I was all those people who'd named the person.
And it's quite right that people get sued. You can't just, you know.
Yeah, I think lots of people will be going through their social media feeds, going, "Oh God, did I really like that? Did I do all that kind of stuff?"
Yeah, be careful even liking and sharing stuff.
Yeah,
can't you?
yeah.
You can be done for sharing stuff.
Absolutely.
So be careful about that, guys.
So the scandal continues. Anyway, let's get on to lighter subjects. Beach hoggers. Let's talk about beach hoggers and towel police.
Shall I play them my little video?
Yeah. Once you do that, I'm going to grab a coffee.
This is what I sent. Me and Kay and Jane have a little WhatsApp group, and this is what I sent them from my holiday. Hang on, where is it? I look like a bag of shit, I have to say. Hang on, where is it? Is that it?
You just play them.
She says stress now. No, that's not it. I'm just scared now I'm going to play you one that you shouldn't hear. Hang on, I'm just going to put my earpiece in case it's a little bit too. Go. I'm actually so stressed.
Okay, guys, just making a coffee. This could go to.
Huh?
Nothing.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is it. Okay, right. Hang on. So, this was me on day 3, I think, of the holiday.
Fuck me, I'm setting my alarm.
Can you hear that? Hang on, let me turn it right up.
Fuck me, I'm setting my alarm. Fucking 7:30 to get the beds. Today, some fucker down there has changed the whole configuration of the beds so they can get 2 umbrellas. They go down to the beach for most of the day. They've got 2 umbrellas all day for when they fancy bringing their little shit of a child
Little sport rat.
back for a little play in the water. Honestly, I'm going to end up getting fucking arrested. I need a fucking Zoom with a fucking therapist because I can't do the bed thing. I literally can't do the bed thing.
Oh my God. So then Jane told Lee, because I was pretending to Lee that, I was winding him up with the holiday, going, everything's just so perfect. Aren't you so annoyed that you came back from your holiday before us? And Jane told Lee, and Lee texted me, going, so tell me, what time are you setting the alarm for the bed? But it became like I was probably the worst person in the end. Because I was getting down there because I needed 5 beds and I needed them this way and I needed them not too close to the pool because all the babies were there. And I was like, I was becoming that person.
Lee, I did enjoy it when Jane played me there. everyone laughing there. It's very funny. I have to confess, you became more stressful than it, though.
Yes.
Every morning, it was like crack of dawn, 6 a.m.
I became obsessed.
You bought binoculars.
It became my workaholism. You know, I was looking out of the window and just like, these little fuckers. But anyway, so it moved on through the week. And I think about day 3, we were sitting there. So I was getting there early and I wasn't moving and I was going without breakfast. And the reason I was going out without breakfast was because the towel police arrived.
They were really intimidating. They would come over to you, even if you were sat there, and hand a piece of paper.
No, so what they did was they came along, whipped the towels off
No,
the
they
beds.
gave you a forewarning. You had a certain amount of time.
Well, yeah, but
It was like a ticket. They gave you a ticket.
But honestly, the joy that I felt when I saw these towels being ripped off the sunbed, I thought, who have I become?
But they're proper beefy
I'm
blokes.
like-
Proper
I
beefy
was
blokes.
like-
You don't mess with them.
I was like Mrs. Scroggins looking curtain twitching, going, see, that will teach you. But then, of course, everyone wised up to it because they can't actually move your personal belongings.
Right.
So people were going to the pool, wetting their bikini so it looked like they'd been for a swim,
God.
squeezing it out and then putting it on top of their towel.
Do you know what
Because
I
then
did?
their
Do you know
towel
what I
would be
did? Because I
taken.
thought they're not going to want to cross this. They're not going to want to cross this sort of bridge. I placed my inhaler on my bed. Medication is a good one.
bribery.
Take a load of
Wow.
inhalers with you if you've got asthma. And pop
Oh, I've
them on
got a
your
good
beds.
idea. Box of tampons. Put a box of tampons on your towel to keep the beach police
Put a
away.
used one on the end of
No,
your...
no. Why do you always have to go too far? Why?
Well, because it clearly marks the spot. Marks your
no.
territory.
We don't make jokes like that because we're not 6 and we're not in school.
That's true.
So, what have been your tech? Oh, but yesterday I was reading this article, and in Spain they're doing it on the beach.
No, listen to this. Look, holiday makers trying to reserve spots on Spanish beaches risk having their belongings removed, so your idea doesn't work, and they could face a hefty fine. In Alicante, they've introduced a rule that you can't put down chairs, hammocks, or umbrellas before 9:30 a.m.
And what was I going to say?
Don't know.
Oh no!
I'm trying to think of other things you could put
the
down.
day we went to the beach, the guy did come and take the towels of somebody. He did take the towels of somebody.
Yeah.
But our hotel, when you arrived, you had to give €100 for your towels,
Yeah, so you
for
don't lose
5
them.
towels.
Deposit, you get it back.
Deposit, and then you get them back when you... So when they were whipping these towels away, we were even going, oh, that's going to cost them €15.
Remember the family, and I think I caught a shot of this, the family who placed quite robustly a pair of pants on a
Yes.
That was quite
Frizzy, lacy knickers.
stake to claim.
Stake to claim. So what have been your... Come on, be honest. I want some of your stories. What have you been pushed to?
Do you know what I saw? I saw someone had popped a copy of Reader's Wives on their sunbed.
Yeah,
It was
porn.
terrible.
See, the thing is, we've said it is more expensive to go to a hotel than to go to a villa. And when you go to a villa, you don't have to bloody share your beds.
Here we go. Here, look, people have got their collections of things. A book, Ellie Denning, a swimming noodle, that's good.
Swimming
and
noodle.
a pair of goggles, that's good.
I think wet clothes, because what is the worst one? The worst one is where it looks absolutely pristine dry, which means they've gone to breakfast, then they're going to go and have a shower, then they're going to go for a wander around the village,
Minky moo.
and then they're going to come and take the bed for the afternoon sun, because we are proper sunbathers.
know what, though?
We go there from morning till night, so we use our beds all day.
Can I be honest, though? Can I be honest?
What?
This is a big deal.
It is a big deal.
No, what I'm about to say.
Oh, God. Prepare yourselves.
You slightly gave me the ick.
Oh.
The way in which you became obsessed about
But
it.
I tell you what didn't give you the ick. When we weren't dealing with the kids going, oh, but I'm too hot and I need an umbrella and I need to be near the loo because I'm pre-menstrual and I'm this and I'm that. And when you wafted down and didn't want the sun and you had the umbrella at the exact spot you needed it for your bed to read your book. So don't give me ick, mister.
I spent most of the day trying to get chia seeds out from between my teeth.
Exactly. So let's talk about icks, and let's be honest. The ick of your chia seeds from the buffet was not a great moment
I didn't know you weren't supposed to eat raw chia seeds. Why did they put them out? Anyway,
If
it
we
was
ever go
exhausting.
to a hotel again, I swear I will find myself a bed exactly where I want it. Because where I wanted a bed was on the bloody beach. Because I love being on the beach.
Yeah, but you get sand under your toenails.
Dare
Are you talking to me? Or you talking to
even
them?
try. I'm looking at you there.
Oh, right, okay.
Don't you even try to put the ick on me.
Oh my God. See what happens if I say the word ick?
Fake dirty nappy, very good idea. Mickey.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Or just use a near neighbour's screaming child and sort of place them on your bed.
Child.
Yeah, I find our space and spread the kids' stuff all around Ellen to make
Look
make
like-
sure no one comes too close on the beach. We have great beaches here in North Wales, and people decide to plot themselves. That's a good one. Kids.
It was like Jane was really funny on Friday. We were talking a bit about this on Loose Room. She goes, you know, me and Gary said we'd always get like our perfect beds. We'd got our bottle of rosé. We'd be all set. And he goes, and you'd just be dropping off, and you'd hear pop, pop. No, I can't make the sound now. And she goes, 2 idiots will be coming and playing with that bat and ball thing, and just say to them,
thought they were
she
having
want to say to
sex.
them, you wouldn't do that at home. Why are you suddenly doing that on the beach? It really made me
I think
laugh.
getting inflatables is good. Getting inflatables and
Inflatables.
popping them all around because they'll be like,
So you
oh
wanna-
no, they're going to
yeah.
be moving all over the bloody
Yeah,
shop.
so big bags of crisps and all
Yeah.
that, so you look like a right, what's it, you know, maybe even handkerchiefs to go on your head.
Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, you just need to look like a really disruptive prospect, and then suddenly. But yeah, my God, people were up and out at ludicrous times. I mean, I never believed this idea. I know it's often characterised as the Germans are like that, but I noticed was it German who tried to work out who the nationality was. It was a big mixed bag.
Like that. Everybody's like that. I mean, I think it started with the Germans, didn't it?
Yeah. Do you remember there was that advert years ago where they were all
Yeah.
running and wasn't it the beer that, and then he did the American
Yeah.
football throw.
Yeah.
And the towel is running
Yeah.
and he's running out to the bed. I love that advert.
Well, we were in a hotel, I can't remember whether
Never
I
understood
told
what
you
it
this or
meant.
not before, but years ago we were in this hotel, and we had, and there was a big thing going on with the Germans and the Brits and the beds. And the Germans were coming down very early and putting their towels, then the Brits were coming a bit later because they were all hungover and throwing the towels. But then the Germans were coming down and saying, oh, that's my bed, because they tied a little red ribbon to the bottom of the bed, to the bed leg, so that they could identify their bed if their towel wasn't on it.
Wow.
So then one day we came down and the Brits had thrown the beds with the towels into the pool.
You know what I'm going to do next time? I might take a padlock and chain and attach you to the bed. That will keep everyone away, wouldn't it?
Oh, I just can't wait for the next time we're away, and I don't save them a bed because it gives them the ick.
So, beach hoggers, towel police. I posted something on the Coffee Moaning Threads account on Insta Stories. There's literally people walking around. They will take your shit and they will chuck it in. Well, they won't chuck it in the bin.
Oh, here we go. German, my little peonies. I'm
Hang
German.
on, mind your hand
Oh,
and I'll
sorry.
get it back down here.
Sorry.
My little
Little
penis.
peonies.
I'm German. My grandma used to get up at 6 a.m. to put the towels down and then went back to bed.
This is always our holidays when we were kids. This is what used to happen. And then,
Another way to do it is get down to your beds, get involved in some heavy petting, because everyone's turned off by that. And then they'll just think, oh, God, we can't be around these two. Make the sounds they make on Love Island.
listen to Lee. I don't think I've ever fought for a bed. I just saunter down and there's one for me. Lee, that's because
You haven't got
you
kids
only
in
have to
tow.
look after yourself. I have to look after my kids, their
Yeah,
friends, and
yeah.
him.
Not me, I'm
then I'm told it's ick.
I'm happy on a chair. Happy on a chair in the corner. I've done myself a disservice now. I'm not going to get a sunbed again, am I,
You
next
will
time?
never get a sunbed again, and you will burn, because I won't think about all the different. He comes down
Burn,
and goes,
baby, burn.
hang on.
Disco,
Where's the
burn,
factor 50?
burn,
I've
baby,
got 15, 20, 30, 50. I've got every. Well, I can't find it. I've looked upstairs. I've left it in the room for you so that you could put it on before you come down, so you don't get. But I couldn't find it anyway. Where was it? Exactly where I'd said.
I'll never say ick again.
Actually, I haven't put that video out yet of you with the sun cream.
What video?
I did a great video of him trying to put his own sun cream on after we'd had a row.
God. Was that just
Fucking
before I headed off to the
hilarious.
foam party to get some fucking extracurricular activity. Okay, so that's beach hogging and all the rest of it. Finally, grandparents praised for refusing to babysit. Or should we do that, or should we do Nigella Lawson's girl dinner?
We haven't got much time, so let's do girls' dinner. What
Girls-
do you think a girls' dinner
What
is?
is a girl dinner?
Guys, who's got some ideas of what you think? This is a TikTok thing. What is a girls' dinner?
Yeah. What the hell is a girl's dinner?
What is a girls' dinner? Like if your partner is out, the kids are sorted, and you're just like going to watch a bit of telly on your own, or you've just got a mate round. What is a typical girls' dinner? Can we have a look at the answers, baby?
Yeah, sorry, I was
Thank you.
Yeah.
We just checked out. What were you doing?
I
Like
was
surfing the
actually
net?
No, I was doing something.
Not too loud. That's hurting my ear. That's hurting my ear. So what's
my
it like for
God.
people with the microphone?
Oh my God.
Crisps and wine, says Michelle. Glass of wine and cheese. Nibbles and wine. Finger food. It's all coming up. Exactly. See, look.
It says
Crisps.
it's anything. Pizza, crisp, anything.
No. There is nobody here saying a steak and chips. There is nobody here saying spaghetti bolognese.
What
There is
yet?
nobody here saying a microwave curry. There is
Fish and
nothing.
chips, Andrea Crash.
Okay, so the majority there, it's not cooked food.
Claire Charleston, expensive salmon.
There you go.
Okay,
So this is
clarify
something
what
on
the hell this
TikTok
means.
that they call girls' dinners that Nigella came out and said, oh, it's what we call, and have done for years, picky bits. So it's a plate, it's maybe a few olives, it's maybe a few... Mark was looking at it, he goes, what is this? Bits and bobs, exactly.
Bits and bobs?
Olives, crisps, look, they were saying...
Hang on a minute, so what are we talking about,
know
snacking?
No,
It's a snack.
no, because a snack, you go and get the snack. Picky bits is you lay it out.
go
So
get a
if you
snack?
think about it, this has been around
Dips.
since time
Dips.
began.
Is that my thinking,
Medieval food, tapas, meze.
Dips.
Stop saying dips. It's really giving
I'm
me
thinking
the
of the four plastic,
saying
things that
dips.
you get in Sainsbury's with the four different
No.
dips. Is
No,
that?
it's just stop saying dips. It's annoying. I'm just explaining to you exactly what it is, and you just go dips. Like
I'm trying to get a grasp on this. You haven't explained it to me.
No, because you're not listening to
I
me.
am
You just keep
listening.
saying dips.
Meze.
There we go, meze. Little bits and pieces of little different flavours and textures and, sour and sweet and salty because we're rather marvellous.
What a load of wank. What an
Oh my
absolute
God.
load of
Well,
wank.
we're going to have to finish this now.
No, I mean, Nigella, picky bits. She's too picky by far. I mean, what a load of a load of raw ingredients chucked on a plate and you get excited about it. This is what happened in the No Name Sunday show. I will never, ever in all my life get excited about a piece of asparagus, a piece of broccoli and a fucking carrot.
It's a good
Fuck
job.
it.
It's a good job you're not a girl.
Is that what a picky bit would be? And you dip it in some hummus. I'm going to dip my carrot in some hummus. That's like a punishment.
Are there any fellas here who like picky bits?
I like tapas.
Mark, why are you talking in soprano?
I like
It's getting so high that it's really hurting my ear.
I like tapas.
Thank you.
Is
Bring it
tapas
right
picky
down.
bits?
No, tapas is a whole palaver.
But picky bits isn't.
Well, listen, there's tapas, there is meze.
Sushi.
There are all these things, but that all takes quite a lot of prep. So the idea comes from that, but it's just easy. It's just stuff you're getting out of the fridge, maybe a few leftovers.
Cheese.
You're putting it all out. Cheese would be a picky bit, yes. Gherkins would be a picky bit.
Just stuff that you... Extras. Sides.
Not sides, no. Picky bits.
Fucking hell. I'm so pleased I'm not a
Men
woman.
are
Fucking
from Mars, women are from Venus.
Picky bits.
Picky bits.
Jesus, I wish you'd pick my bits.
Oh my God. Right, listen, we've come to the end of this, guys. We love you very much, but we have to leave. Hit the subscribe button and the notification